Captain Tahan stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Horizon looking out at the stars. The ship was at the edge of known space, farther than any human had gone before. "Captain, we're picking up a signal," said Lieutenant Jumai. Her fingers moved quickly over her screen. "It's not one of ours." Han walked to her station. His heart beat faster. After years of space travel, humans had never found intelligent aliens. Could this be first contact? "Put it on screen," he ordered. A strange shape appeared. It was a ship, but unlike any human design. It had long, curved parts that looked like ribs or claws. "Try to send a greeting," Han said. Jumai sent the standard peace message in all known human languages. They waited. The bridge was quiet except for the soft beeping of machines. "Sir, they're moving toward us," said Officer Quan. "Fast." Han felt cold fear in his stomach. "Shields up. Ready weapons, but do not fire." The alien ship came closer. It was 3 times bigger than the Horizon *. "They're sending something," Jumai said. "A video feed." The screen changed. Han gasped. The aliens had 4 arms and tough, shell-like skin. They stood in what looked like a control room, but that wasn't what shocked the crew. Behind the aliens were cages. Inside were creatures Han had never seen before. They were as big as cars, with 4 legs and thick bodies covered in armor-like plates. Their heads had no eyes, just wide mouths full of teeth. "Are those animals?" someone whispered. The alien in front made a gesture. The video cut off. "Sir, they're opening fire," Quan shouted. The Horizon shook as the first blast hit. "Return fire. Get us out of here," Han ordered. The ship turned to escape, but 3 smaller ships launched from the alien vessel. They were fast and started hitting the Horizon from all sides. "Hull breach on Deck C," an officer called out. "Security teams report," Han demanded. The ship's security chief appeared on screen. "Sir, they've boarded us. They've brought things with them. Some kind of war animals. Our weapons barely hurt them." On the screen behind him, Han saw one of the creatures smash through a metal door like it was paper. Crew members fired at it, but it kept coming. "Get everyone to the escape pods on Deck A," Han said. "We need to abandon the lower decks." Jumai called out, "I'm recording everything, Captain. Earth needs to know what we're facing." For the next hour, the Horizon ran while its crew fought for their lives. The aliens and their beasts killed everyone they found. Han ordered all survivors to the bridge and engine rooms. "Jump drive ready in 30 seconds, the engineer reported. "Sir, look," Jumai said, showing Han her screen. The video showed one of the alien handlers controlling a beast. It wore some kind of device on its head, and the beast followed its commands exactly. "They control them somehow," Han said. "Make sure that footage gets to Earth Command." The ship shook again. "Jump drive ready." "Go," Han ordered. The Horizon disappeared into faster-than-light travel, leaving the alien ships behind. But the damage was done. Of the 120 crew members who started the mission, only 80 remained. The lower decks were destroyed, and the ship was barely holding together. In his quarters later, Han watched Jumai's recordings again. The beasts tore through metal and flesh with equal ease. Their armor turned aside bullets and energy weapons. "Computer, send a priority message to Earth Command," Han said. "Subject: First contact. Hostile species encountered." He paused, then added, "Tell them to prepare for war. The aliens have beasts, and we're their prey." As the damaged Horizon limped home, Han knew humanity would need more than just weapons to survive what was coming. They would need something the aliens wouldn't expect, something that could match those beasts in battle. They would need monsters of their own. 6 months after Captain Han's warning, the aliens, now called the Velir, attacked. Their ships appeared near New Hope, the largest human colony outside Earth's solar system. Commander Sung-ho was eating breakfast when the alarm sounded. He ran to the control center, still in his sleeping clothes. "Report," he shouted. "5 alien ships entered our space," said the officer on duty. "They're heading straight for us." Sung-ho looked at the big screen. The Valor ships were strange, with shapes like giant insects. They moved fast. "Send out the defense fleet. Get all people to the shelters," he ordered. "And call Earth Command. Tell them it's happening." The colony's small fleet of ships rose to meet the Valor. But the aliens had brought something new. "Commander, they're dropping something," a young officer said. "Some kind of pods." The pods fell toward the colony like rain. When they hit the ground, they broke open. From each one came a beast, 4-legged, armored, and angry. "Those are Graknar," said Du Young, the military analyst who had studied Captain Han's recordings. "They're war beasts." The defense ships fought well, but the Valor had better weapons. On the ground, the colony's soldiers shot at the beasts, but their bullets did little damage. "Our guns aren't working against them," the soldier reported over the radio. "They just make them angry." Sung-ho watched the screens in horror. The beasts ran through the streets, breaking into buildings. Behind them came the Valor soldiers, with their 4 arms and weapons that shot green fire. "Start the evacuation," Sung-ho ordered. "Get everyone to the underground tunnels, and then to the escape ships." Du Young studied the videos of the attack. "Look," he said, pointing at a Valor soldier who stood back from the fighting. "That one is controlling the beasts." On the screen, the alien wore a special helmet. When it moved its hands, the beasts changed direction. "They don't think on their own," Du Young said. "They follow orders from their handlers." This was important information. Sung-ho sent it to Earth right away. For the next 3 days, the people of New Hope ran and hid while the Valor took over their home. The evacuation ships left one by one, packed with scared colonists. Sung-ho stayed until the last ship was ready. "Commander, we need to go now," his assistant said. 5 more minutes, Sung-ho said. He was watching the Valor set up their base in what used to be the colony's main square. Something caught his eye. A Valor handler was hit by a brave colonist with a homemade bomb. The handler fell, its helmet broken. The beast it was controlling stopped moving, then started walking in circles, bumping into walls. "Did you see that?" Sung-ho asked. When the handler died, the beast became confused. "It's like a computer without a program," said Du Young. They recorded this and took the information with them on the last ship. Back on Earth, military leaders met to discuss the Valor threat. "Our weapons are too weak," said General Park. "Their beasts can tear through our best armor. We've lost 3 colonies already." "We need better weapons," someone said. Captain Han, now an advisor to Earth Command, shook his head. "No, we need better soldiers. Soldiers who can fight these beasts face to face." "That's impossible," General Park said. "No human can match those creatures." "Then we need to make humans who can," Han said quietly. The room went silent. "What are you suggesting, Captain?" asked the Earth President. "A new project, to create soldiers who are stronger, faster, and tougher than normal humans," Han explained. "We need our own monsters." "That's against our laws," someone protested. "So is extinction," Han replied. The president looked at the reports from the fallen colonies. Thousands were dead. Millions were at risk. "Find me someone who can make this happen," she finally said. Project Titan begins today. Deep under the mountains of what used to be called Switzerland, Project Titan began. The large underground base was built in secret, away from cities and eyes. Dr. Jin walked through the lab, looking at her team of scientists. They were the best minds Earth had to offer. Their job, to make humans into something more. "The first volunteers arrived today," she told her team. "Remember, they know the risks." The risks were big. No one had ever tried to change humans this much before. It was against Earth's laws until 3 weeks ago, when the Valor destroyed another colony. Captain Tahan was among the first group of 50 soldiers who came to the base. He had seen the Valor and their beasts up close. The memory of his dead crew members pushed him to volunteer. "Welcome to Project Titan," Dr. Jin Ah said to the soldiers. "You are here because you are brave. What we will do to you will be painful. Some of you may die, but those who live will be our best hope against the Valor." The soldiers looked at each other. They were scared but ready. "I have a question," Han said. "What exactly will you do to us?" Dr. Jin Ah showed them pictures on a big screen. "First, we will make your bones stronger with metal. Then we will change your muscles to make them 5 times stronger. We will add armor under your skin. Finally, we will connect your brains to computers to make you faster." "Will we still be human?" a soldier asked quietly. Dr. Jin Ah didn't answer right away. "You will be what humanity needs you to be," she finally said. The next day, the work began. The soldiers went into surgery one by one. Their screams echoed through the halls of the base. Han woke up 3 days after his surgery. His whole body hurt. He tried to sit up and broke the metal bed frame with one hand. "Careful," Dr. Jin Ah said, coming into the room. "You don't know your own strength yet." Han looked at his arms. His skin looked normal, but he could feel something hard underneath. "Stand up," the doctor said. "Let's see how you move." Han stood. He felt strange, heavier but also lighter somehow. When he took a step, he moved too fast and hit the wall. "It will take time to learn control," Dr. Jin Ah explained. Over the next few weeks, the soldiers who survived the changes trained to use their new bodies. Out of 50, only 38 lived through the process. They were stronger than any human had ever been. They could run as fast as cars. Their skin could stop small bullets. But there were problems. Some soldiers had bad headaches. Others couldn't sleep. A few had fits of anger they couldn't control. "These are side effects we didn't expect," Dr. Jin Ah told the Earth leaders during a video meeting. "The changes affect their minds as well as their bodies." "Can you fix it?" the president asked. "Given time, maybe. But time is something we don't have," Dr. Jin Ah replied. "The Valor are attacking another colony as we speak." The president looked worried. "Are the Titans ready for battle?" Dr. Jin Ah looked at Captain Han, who now led the Titan soldiers. He nodded. "They're ready," she said. "But I must warn you, they're not just soldiers anymore. There's something new, something that might scare even us." "As long as they scare the Valor more," the president said. That night, Han couldn't sleep. He looked at his hands in the dark. They looked human but could crush stone to dust. He wondered what else had changed inside him that no one could see. He wasn't just Captain Han anymore. He was something else. He was becoming a monster. The colony of New Harmony had been under Valor control for 3 months. The streets were empty of humans. Only the Valor and their beasts walked freely now. In the dark of night, a small ship entered the planet's atmosphere. It made no sound as it landed in the hills outside the main city. The door opened, and 12 figures stepped out. Major Tahan, now leader of the Titan squad, looked at the city through special night vision goggles. His team wore black armor that hid the changes to their bodies. "Remember the plan," Han said to his team. "We find the beast handlers first. Without them, the Grakmar are just animals." The Titans moved like shadows toward the city. No normal human could move so fast or so quietly. They each carried weapons made just for them. Guns too heavy for regular soldiers to lift. In orbit above the planet, Lieutenant Jumai watched through the Titan's helmet cameras. She was their eyes from above. "Major Han, there's a Valor patrol coming your way," she said through the radio. 3 handlers with 5 beasts. Han signaled to his team to hide. They pressed against buildings, some climbing walls with their bare hands to get to the roofs. The Valor came around the corner. The beast sniffed the air, sensing something wrong. One handler pointed down the street, and a group moved that way. They never saw what hit them. Two titans dropped from above. Their enhanced muscles let them fall 3 stories and land without harm. They took out the handlers with quick shots to the head. The beasts, suddenly without control, growled and ran in circles. Han jumped down and faced one beast directly. The Graknar was twice his size, with teeth as long as his fingers. It charged at him. Before Project Titan, this would have meant death. But Han wasn't just human anymore. He caught the beast by its jaws, his metal-laced bones and enhanced muscles straining. With a yell, he pushed the beast back and broke its neck with a single twist. The other titans dealt with the remaining beasts just as effectively. First target complete, Han reported. Over the next 6 hours, the Titan team moved through the city. They killed handler after handler. Without them, the beasts were easy to defeat. By morning, half the Valor force was dead, and the rest were confused and scared. They're running to their main base, Zhu Mai reported from orbit. I think they're calling for help. Good, Han said. That's where we want them. The Titans surrounded the Valor base. When all was ready, Han gave the order to attack. What followed was not a battle. It was a slaughter. The Titans moved too fast for the Valor to target. Their strength was too much for even the largest beasts. One Valor commander tried to escape in a small ship. Han jumped 15 meters straight up, caught the ship's wing, and tore it off with his bare hands. The ship crashed, and Han walked calmly through the fire to capture the commander. By noon, New Harmony belonged to humans again. The Titans stood among dead Valor and beasts, barely tired from their work. Mission complete, Han reported to Earth Command. New Harmony is ours again. There was cheering from the command center back on Earth, but Han felt no joy. He looked at his hands, covered in alien blood and bits of beast hide. He had killed more creatures in one day than most soldiers did in a lifetime, and it had been easy. Too easy. Back on their ship, one of the Titans laughed. Did you see their faces? They were scared of us. They should be, another said. Han remained quiet. In battle, he had felt something new, a kind of hunger for the fight, a joy in the killing that hadn't been there before. It wasn't just his body that had changed. On Earth, Dr. Jin watched the battle recordings. She saw how Han had fought, how all the Titans had fought. In their movements, in their eyes, she saw something that frightened her. What have we created? She whispered to herself. 3 months after the victory at New Harmony, the Titans had taken back 5 more colonies. Stories of their battles spread across human space. People called them heroes. Children played games pretending to be Titans fighting aliens. But when real Titans walked through a saved colony, people went quiet. They stared with wide eyes, then looked away. They were thankful but afraid. Major Han noticed this as he walked through the streets of a newly freed colony. A small boy ran up to him, excited. "Are you really a Titan?" the boy asked. Han smiled and bent down. "Yes, I am." The boy's mother pulled him away quickly. "Don't bother the soldier," she said, but Han saw the fear in her eyes. Later, in their base, Han talked with his team. "We fight for them, but they fear us," he said. "Does it matter?" asked Titan Su Yin. "We don't do this for thanks." "Then why do we do it?" Han asked. No one answered. Many of them didn't know anymore. That night, Han had the dream again. He was running through a forest, chasing something. His body moved on all 4s, like a beast. He woke up sweating. These dreams came more often now. On Earth, Dr. Jin worked without rest. She looked at blood samples from the Titans and frowned. "The changes are speeding up," she told her assistant. "Their DNA is still changing, even months after the procedures." "Is that bad?" the assistant asked. "It wasn't supposed to happen at all," Jinnah said. "The changes were meant to be stable, but something in their bodies is continuing the process." She looked at Major Han's latest blood test. His changes were happening faster than the others. She needed to find a way to stop it, or at least slow it down. Meanwhile, Intelligence Officer Kang Da had a dangerous mission. Dressed as a worker, he snuck onto a Velir ship the humans had partially captured. His job was to find information about the aliens' plans. In the ship's main computer room, Kang Da downloaded files while keeping watch for enemies. What he found made him hurry back to his escape pod. At the human military base, leaders gathered to hear his report. The Valar are creating new beasts, Kang Da said. Bigger, stronger versions of the Graknar. They're calling them Titan Killers. He showed them pictures from the Valir files. The new beasts were twice the size of regular Graknars, with thicker armor plates and more teeth. How many? General Park asked. Hundreds, maybe thousands, Kang Da said. They're rushing the breeding program. The news went to all Titan teams, including Major Han's. His team was about to attack another Valir base when the orders changed. You're being sent to the planet Nexus, Lieutenant Ju Mi told them. Intelligence says that's where they're breeding the new beasts. Can we handle them? One of the Titans asked. We'll find out, Han said. Before they left, Dr. Jin called Han to her lab. Your latest tests worry me, she said. The changes in your body are accelerating. Han nodded. I feel it. I'm stronger than before. But there are other changes too. Like what? She asked. Han hesitated. The dreams. The anger. Sometimes I feel less human. Jin looked sad. I'm working on a treatment that might help stabilize you, but it's not ready yet. Will it be ready before I become something else entirely? Han asked. She had no answer for him. As the Titans prepared for their mission to Nexus, Han looked at his team. They all showed signs of change. Some had slightly altered faces. Others moved in ways no human could. They had started as soldiers, became Titans, and now, Han wasn't sure what they were becoming. But he knew whatever it was, the Valar would fear it, and maybe humanity would too. Planet Nexus was hot and full of thick jungles. The Titans landed their ship 3 miles from the Valar base where the new beasts were being made. Stay alert, Major Han told his team as they moved through the trees. These new Graknars were made to kill us. Lieutenant Q Min walked near Han. They had trained together back on Earth before they became Titans. I don't care what they made, Q Min said. Nothing can stop us now. Han wasn't so sure. His dreams had gotten worse. Last night, he dreamed he was tearing apart his own team with claws and teeth he didn't have. He woke up to find he had ripped his metal bed frame in half during his sleep. The team reached the edge of the jungle. Before them stood a large building with no windows. Guards walked around it, both Valir and their regular beasts. That's where they're making the new Graknars, said Su Yin, looking through special glasses that could see heat. I count at least 50 guards and 30 beasts. We go in fast, Han ordered. Kill the handlers first, like always. The Titans broke into 3 groups and surrounded the building. Han gave the signal, and they attacked. At first, it went well. The regular Graknars were no match for the Titans. Even the Valar guards fell quickly. The team fought their way into the building. Inside, they found rows of large tanks filled with green liquid. In each tank was a growing beast, bigger than any Graknar they had seen before. Plant the bombs, Han ordered. We need to destroy them all. As they worked, an alarm sounded. Metal doors around the room opened, and Valar soldiers rushed in. Behind them came something new. Titan Killers. Su Yin shouted. The new beasts were huge, twice the size of normal Graknars. Their armor was thicker, and they had 6 legs instead of 4. Their mouths were full of teeth that looked like knives. One of the beasts charged at Han. He fired his gun, but the bullets bounced off its armor. The beast hit him hard, sending him flying across the room. Han got up, shaking his head. He saw Q Min fighting another beast, using his enhanced strength to hold it back. but the beast was stronger. Its jaws closed around Q-Min's arm and ripped it off. Q-Min screamed. The beast bit again, this time at his chest. "No!" Han shouted. He ran toward them, but he was too far away. The beast tore Q-Min apart in front of Han's eyes. Blood sprayed across the floor. Q-Min's scream stopped suddenly. Something broke inside Han. Rage filled him, hot and wild. His vision turned red. Pain shot through his body, but it was different from being hurt. It felt like he was changing. Han fell to his hands and knees. His teammates turned to look at him, then backed away in fear. Han's body was changing. His muscles grew larger, ripping through his uniform. His skin hardened and darkened. His fingers lengthened, ending in sharp claws. His face stretched, his teeth growing longer and sharper. He wasn't Major Han anymore. He had become something else. The beast that killed Q-Min turned toward Han. It growled, sensing a new threat. It charged at him. Han met it with a roar that shook the building. He moved faster than even a Titan should be able to move. His new claws tore through the beast's armor like it was paper. His teeth sank into the beast's neck, ripping out its throat. The other Titans watched in shock as Han, or what used to be Han, tore the beast to pieces. When it was dead, he turned to the other Titan killers and Valor handlers. What followed wasn't a battle. It was a massacre. Han moved through the room like a storm of teeth and claws. Nothing could stand against him. He killed beasts and Valor alike, not seeing any difference between them. When it was over, Han stood in the middle of the room, covered in blood, breathing hard. The other Titans kept their distance, weapons ready. Slowly, Han's body began to change back. The claws shrank. His face returned to normal. Soon, he looked like himself again, though his eyes were different, wilder, less human. What happened to me?" he asked in a shaking voice. No one answered. They were all too afraid of what they had seen. Back on Earth, Dr. Jin watched the video feed from their helmets. She saw Han's transformation and what came after. She turned to her team, her face pale. "It's happening," she said. "The final stage. Their bodies are evolving beyond our changes, finding new forms." "What does it mean?" her assistant asked. "It means," Jin said quietly, "that we didn't just make soldiers. We woke up something that was sleeping inside humans all along. Something ancient and powerful. And dangerous," the assistant added. "Yes," Jin agreed. "Very dangerous." 3 weeks after the events on planet Nexus, Earth prepared for its biggest attack yet. The target, the Valor homeworld. Colonel Tahan, newly promoted despite concerns about his stability, stood before 200 Titans. They were all that remained of the 300 soldiers who had gone through the change. Some had died in battle. Others had been lost to their own transformations, becoming too dangerous to control. "Today we end this war," Han told them. His voice was rougher now, changed like the rest of him. "Today we take the fight to their home." The Titans cheered, a sound that would have frightened normal humans. Many of them showed small signs of change. Eyes with strange colors, skin with odd textures, teeth a bit too sharp. Dr. Jin walked up to Han after the speech. "I have something for you," she said, handing him a small device. "It might help you control the change." Han took it. It was a metal band that fit around his wrist. "What does it do?" "It sends signals to your brain to keep it stable," Jin explained. "But it's only a temporary fix. The changes in all of you are still happening." Han nodded. "Will it stop me from changing if I need to?" "No," Jin admitted. "In extreme situations, your body will likely override it." "Good," Han said quietly, "because we might need the monsters inside us to win this." The attack began with 50 human ships jumping into the Valor home system. They faced 3 times as many enemy ships, but they had a secret weapon: the Titans. Small pods launched from the human ships, each carrying a team of Titans. While the fleets fought above, The Titans landed on the Valor planet. The Valor were ready. They had gathered every beast they had, regular Grachnars, and the new Titan killers. Thousands of them filled the plains outside the main Valor city. Han's pod landed in the middle of the battlefield. When he stepped out, he saw more beasts than he had ever seen before. For a moment, even his enhanced courage wavered. Lieutenant Jumi's voice came through his radio. "Colonel, our ships are taking heavy damage. We need to end this quickly." Han looked at his team. "Remember why we're here. Remember what they did to our colonies. Remember Q-Min." The Titans charged into battle. They fought well, their enhanced bodies killing beast after beast. But there were too many. The Valor had held nothing back. Han watched as his soldiers began to fall. A Titan killer tore through one of his best fighters. Another Titan was overwhelmed by 6 regular Grachnars. "We're losing," Suyin said, firing her gun at the approaching beasts. Han knew what had to happen. He looked at the device on his wrist, then ripped it off and threw it away. "I'm going to change," he told his team. "When I do, stay back." Han closed his eyes and let the anger rise. He thought of Q-Min, of the dead colonists, of all they had lost. The pain came, and with it, the transformation. His body grew larger, his skin hardening into a natural armor. Claws extended from his fingers. His face changed, becoming something between human and beast. The Valor nearest to him stopped their attack, confused by what they were seeing. Han roared, a sound that carried across the battlefield. Then he attacked, moving faster than even the Titans could follow. His claws tore through beast armor that had stopped bullets. His strength crushed Valor soldiers with single blows. What happened next shocked even Han. Other Titans, seeing his transformation, began to change too. One by one, they let their own monsters out. Some became like Han. Others changed in different ways. One grew extra arms. Another's skin turned to a stone-like texture. The Valor watched in horror as their carefully made beasts were torn apart by creatures they couldn't understand. These weren't machines or weapons. They were something impossible. Humans transformed into monsters more terrifying than anything the Valor had created. A Valor commander, watching from their central building, sent out an emergency signal. "They are not what we thought," the message said. "They can become things. Things that cannot be stopped." By nightfall, the battle had turned. The transformed Titans tore through the Valor forces like they were made of paper. The beasts that had seemed so frightening were now the ones running away. Han, still in his monster form, stood on a hill overlooking the Valor city. Behind him were his transformed soldiers, no longer fully human, no longer just Titans. They had become what Earth needed them to be, monsters that could end the war. And end it they would. 1 year after the battle on the Valor homeworld, peace had come to the galaxy. The Valor had surrendered after seeing their best forces destroyed by the transformed Titans. Their cities were in ruins, their beast programs shut down. Humanity celebrated victory. On Earth and in the colonies, people held parties and parades. They put up statues of the brave soldiers who had fought for them. But there were no statues of the Titans. Colonel Tahan stood on a hill, watching the sun set on a new world. After the war, most Titans couldn't go back to Earth or the regular colonies. They were too different now. Some couldn't even return to human form. "It's beautiful here," said Dr. Jin-Ah, walking up beside him. After the war, she had created this place, a sanctuary on a distant planet where the Titans could live without fear or judgment. "It is," Han agreed. His voice was deeper than before, his throat permanently changed by his transformations. He could look human when calm, but his eyes gave him away, yellow with pupils like a cat's. "The last group arrived yesterday," Jin-Ah said. "That's all of you now, 142 Titans. Less than half of those who had started. The others were gone, killed in battle or lost to their changes, becoming something that couldn't be saved. And the rest won't come after us?" Han asked. "No," Earth's leaders have declared this planet off-limits. They're grateful for what you did, but they're afraid of us. Han finished for her. Jin-Ah didn't deny it. It was true. Later that day, Han met with the other Titans in the main building of their new settlement. Most could pass for human at first glance, but all showed signs of their changes. Strange eyes, odd-colored skin, unusual movements. "This is our home now," Han told them. "Here we can be what we are without hiding." "And what are we exactly?" asked Su Yin. During the final battle, her transformation had given her scaled skin that could turn colors like a lizard's. "We're what humanity needed us to be," Han said. "And now we're what we make of ourselves." That night, a ship arrived from Earth. It carried Earth's diplomat, and surprisingly, a Velir ambassador. The war was over, but the peace treaty needed to be signed by all sides, including the Titans who had played such a big role in the war. Han met them in a simple meeting room. The Velir ambassador, smaller than most of its kind, looked at Han with 4 eyes that showed clear fear. "Colonel Han," the Earth diplomat said, "thank you for agreeing to meet us." Han nodded. He noticed how the diplomat stood far from him, how he tried not to look directly at Han's eyes. The treaty was simple: peace between all 3 groups, humans, Velir, and Titans, now recognized as their own people. The Velir would give up their beast programs. Humans would share their technology. The Titans would stay on their new world, with promises not to expand or threaten others. After the signing, the Velir ambassador spoke directly to Han. "I must ask you something," it said in a voice that translated through a machine. "How did your kind do it? We spent hundreds of years making our beasts perfect for war. You in just months." Han looked at the alien, then at the human diplomat who also seemed interested in the answer. "You don't understand," Han said quietly. "You brought beasts to the battlefield, creatures you made for war. We didn't make monsters. The monsters were always inside us." The Velir stepped back. "What do you mean?" "Humans fought each other for thousands of years before we met you," Han explained. "In that time, we became good at hiding the darkness inside us. We built laws and cities and called ourselves civilized. But the monster never left us. It just went to sleep." Han's eyes flashed yellow as he continued. "When we needed it, when our survival was threatened, we woke it up. Project Titan didn't create something new. It just let out what was always there." The ambassador left soon after, clearly disturbed. The human diplomat stayed behind. "Will you be all right here?" he asked Han. Han looked out the window at the new world where his people would live. "Yes, this is where we belong now. Not quite human, not quite monster, something in between." "For what it's worth," the diplomat said, "Earth thanks you. All of you." Han nodded. "Just remember, if you ever need us again, if another threat comes, the monsters are still here. And we remember how to fight." The diplomat left, and Han walked alone under the stars of his new home. The war was over. The humans had their peace. The Velir had learned their lesson. And the monsters, they had found their place.